going on here, guys? We are back here with another video this week, and today we're going to be looking at another run here on Ultimus 7, and yeah, it's been a bit of nice practicing and kind of messing around with some teams here, and now I can safely say I've kind of got the first couple of nodes down here. We've been able to one-shot most of them, which has been great up until the Carnage boss, and I'll show you guys that here today with the teams that I'm using. First one lined up here is the Minerva Guardians. That's just, you know, everyone's got that team. The first node actually isn't too bad. I was able to do it with defenders as well, and I was able to do it with a shield team as well here, although they did have some casualties. But Minerva Guardians, if you want to go in here with no casualties, and again, I'm going to swap my spots here I'm going to put Minerva in the middle here, and then I'm going to put Thanos on the far end, so that way he's the tank. And then he's also bringing energy to Raccoon, so then he can basically be refueled with lots of energy from the kills. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy here. So pretty typical mini Guardians. They're pretty much the go-to right now for the raids. And yeah, they do a ton of damage, and they got a ton of DPS, heals, all that good stuff. And definitely, like I said, you can try it. You can definitely do this one with Guardians, or sorry, with defenders. I did do it with, I believe, I think it was Punisher. He was the only one that died. But you can definitely do it with other teams. But again, just for simplicity, we're gonna go with our mini Guardians. And like I said, it's pretty straightforward. You basically just what I do is I aim for Captain Marvel first, just because you don't want her taunting, and then I go for Quake, and then afterwards, you can blind off the Nebulas, and then again, just I'm saving her heal here, and then again we're gonna go for Captain Marvel. She's gonna taunt anyway, so that's why I go for her while she's kind of a target, and that way it doesn't disrupt any of your attacks. And again, with the alts, with Raccoon, he just gets fed that energy from Thanos so well, so it really helps out, especially with this one, and it helps out because after each kill, he gets energy, Minerva heals, and again, you see there with the taunt there. So we're just gonna attack Captain Marvel. Boom, she's dead. And again, you can see all this energy that Thanos just keeps bringing to the table, which is really, really great. He is really good too in the middle because he can feed energy to both Raccoon and Starlord, but I just have it there so that way he can just feed it right to Raccoon. We're gonna ult there for health, and again, we just want to make sure everybody's back up to snuff. Ult there with again with Thanos, and again more energy, and we're gonna finish these guys off here. Oh, okay, so there's some, and the nice thing is after each kill, Minerva just heals everybody with each kill, pow, and it just really feeds into the cycle here. So like you guys saw it there, the first node's usually, it's usually a breeze. This one's usually, like I said, it's a nice one to kind of get you right into the raids here, and then it gets quite a bit harder. And I've been experimenting with quite a few teams, especially with the second node. The first node I was kind of using random teams as well, and then I realized the first node was actually pretty easy. So then it's these other nodes that I've been kind of trying to perfect one-shotting here. And again, we're going to change up our setup here. I've done this node with Min Guardians, so it does work, but I just found that it was actually more effective by inserting Magneto and Juggernaut in the team. I just found with Min Guardians, I could keep these guys fresh. They've got full health, and you can use them on a tougher node, so that's why I switched them up here. But again, we're gonna swap out Thanos, and we're gonna put in Juggernaut at the far end there for protection. And then we're gonna take out Raccoon because we don't need him, and again, we can save him for later on. We bring in Ultron because we need the damage from Ultron here on these nodes, and then we're bringing in Magneto. And again, this setup is very, very nice. Magneto basically blinds. This node specifically is annoying because you're up against Miles, who comes spawned stealth, so that's really annoying. And then he activates his disrupt, which can really mess around with Thanos' taunt because then he's disrupted. And then again, the blind from Magneto really helps against Venom, Carnage, and all the other annoying guys on there. And you'll see right here in the video here. But it actually goes it's really, really well combination team here. And then Juggernaut's nice because with his taunt, he actually has really high resistance as well, so he can resist a lot of those alts like from Carnage, from Miles, from Venom, and it just really, really pairs well together. Groot's there as kind of a just secondary heals if you need to, kind of extra buffs, death proof, all that good stuff. And I've slapped Starlord in place of Groot as well here, just for additional blind, just against Carnage and Venom with the extra blind, and that's actually really worked out as well here. And I forget if Carnage was in this one. I think I'm thinking of the other node here. Sorry guys, but yeah, as per usual, we're gonna blind. So like I said, you can see all the blind there. And now we've got some stragglers here. What I do is right away I take off. I try to hit these the summons, so that way they don't get some extra attacks in there. Especially the archer. The archer can take away some of your buffs, so you want to make sure you can get rid of him ASAP. And right off the get-go there, we're taking off Miles, because for me, I hate Miles. He's really good. He dodges really well, and then he's got that disrupt, which really sucks. So that's why we're taking him out. We're gonna blow these guys away with Juggernaut's alt, just because, just like I said, it just does maximum damage now. And while those guys are kind of clustered there, and I disrupted Venom there just to kind of slow him. You can also disrupt Luke Cage. I found that either one works. Either way, you know, Luke Cage is gonna taunt, so that actually works better. I should have disrupted Luke Cage. That would have been a better example, but that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, with this sort of setup here, we're still in really good shape. Yeah, so there, he just taunted there. So what I should have did was I should have disrupted him, but that's fine. What ends up happening too is when we disrupt and slow down Venom, it's nice because I don't like playing against Venom either. So again, it's annoying. But Luke Cage, I mean, he's pretty squishy against. Oh, I shouldn't say he's squishy, but he's fairly easy against Ultron, just because Ultron can basically rip the buffs off of him, and on top of that, he can you know, steal his buffs and then also kind of give himself buffs and rip the taunts. So again, it's pretty easy to get rid of Luke Cage just because we got Ultron here. If you don't have Ultron, yeah, I mean, these raids are definitely gonna be harder. But for most of us that have been playing, if you're doing Ultimus 7, there's a very good chance that you've got Ultron unlocked. So henceforth, it's more than not that you guys have Ultron unlocked already. And then we're gonna leave Venom alone here because he's pretty much close to death. We're gonna go after Green Goblin here. Reason being, he is his ult does a ton of damage, so you want to make sure you can get rid of him ASAP here. Once he ults, it does a ton of damage, especially with his passive, and he brings down people's defense. So that gets really annoying as well here. And then as you guys saw there with Minerva's ult, we just took out Venom as well here. And now we're going for JJ. She takes away buffs, so you know that's why we want to get rid of her. And if she and Luke Cage are still alive, then it kind of poses more issues because then he's taunting, and then she's taking, you know, giving him energy, and then he taunts as well. So that's why we're getting rid of him. And now we're basically left with a lot of these weaker hand minions, and these are the guys that I don't really care too much about. They're pretty weak, so I mean, you can go after them if you want, but like I said again, we want to make sure we can get rid of the scary guys, which is you know, obviously like Venom, Green Goblin, Miles, just the ones that can do a ton of damage here. So again, we're gonna alt and slow down Green Goblin. So there you guys have it there. And yeah, we're in pretty good shape right now. So we're yep. So now we're gonna alt Green Goblin because we don't want him alting us, and then we're gonna alt with Juggernaut, which is great. And now what you guys will see here is I should have my blind coming up for Magneto now, and what you want to do is you want to save it. So I'm gonna have his blind coming up here. Yep. So you want to make sure you save it. You don't want to use it because we're gonna need Magneto in the next one. So for sure, make sure you guys save it here. Magneto is pretty much a must for the next node, and that's what I've kind of realized. I was messing around, and I realized that you definitely need him against the Carnage node just because he causes the blind initially, especially with his ult that he does on his turn 1 ult. So you want to make sure. You can save Magneto's ult. And we're just gonna, Ultron minions are pretty typical. They're just gonna, you know, charge everybody up, get some taunts or get some buffs going. Pow, we're gonna clear up for more health. And again, like I said, we got Magneto's ult up, but we're not gonna use it, especially because it's a waste. I mean, we got pretty much 2 minions here and a half. Or I guess Miles pretty much near death. But like I said, the hand ones you can pretty much leave alone. They're fine. Just shooting Ultron's ult here for energy, and then we can get him ready for the next stage. And pow. So we did finish here. And this one you want to be sure with you hitting fast and hard here. 20 seconds. left in the game time, so you want to make sure you can hit that one hard. And now the Carnage Note. So this is the one we want to one shot, and I've been able to do it with the team setup with this pretty much the same team. In substitution of Groot, we're gonna throw in Phoenix in there. But like I said, this one's really tough because Carnage activates his ult from turn 1. Then we got Miles in there, and then we also have a Punisher on spawn after he usually comes on after the second wave. And like I said, you just need a ton of blinds to kind of help mitigate a lot of that damage early on. So that's why we're gonna have Phoenix in here. And surprisingly, I've done this node where there's been a few times where I've had no casualties, and then there's been other times where obviously Phoenix dies. So that's you know, you guys will kind of have to experiment and see here, but definitely for sure you want to make sure you can get taunts. You want to get Magneto's taunt back up, and you also want to get Magneto's blind. Or you want to get Juggernaut's taunt back up here, and then you also want to get Magneto's blind before this round starts. And I mean, what you can also do is just save those 2 characters and not use them in the second node. You can also use your Min Guardians in the second node, but as you guys will see here, that we're gonna blind here, Pooh, and we don't have her taunt, unfortunately, but that's fine. These guys are blinded, so it's not really needed. And now we're gonna activate Phoenix's second skill here because we do want her to be taken out here, so that way we can bring on her Dark Phoenix, and we're gonna heal up here just for damage. And first and foremost, we want to take out Iron Fist. He's going to be really annoying because he's just going to heal up. He's going to heal up Luke Cage, and we don't want that. Those are free heals, and especially with how it procs, we want to make sure we can get rid of Iron Fist. So this time we are going to disrupt Luke Cage. We can't mess around here. We're going to steal the bus off of. We're going to take him off. Off of Daredevil, and like I said, we're going to take off Iron Fist, which is great. And now we can focus what's important, which is taking down Carnage. So he's really, really brutal because once he starts killing some of the Ultron minions or whatever, then he basically gets his turn meter speed bar set. You know, he basically gets recharged, and then he just gets additional attacks in. And especially with the way he hits and his damage, you want to make sure you get him out of the way as soon as possible. Next on the list here is Punisher. We're gonna bring out more minions so we can get some speed up action here. And by the time these guys fill Ultron's turn meter, we should be able to ult him. So pow. And then Luke Cage, you did see that he taunted there, but he was disrupted, so that way he doesn't disrupt your guys' flow here. So you want to make sure you can disrupt him, and that's why Magneto works so well on this team. And now we can we've taken out a lot of the dangerous parties here. So we do have Miles, and we still have Venom here, but that's fine. They're pretty easy to take care of. So let's see here. We're gonna heal up here. And let's see, yeah, we're gonna take out Miles now here. So now, that Carnage. So this is where it gets. Now you got some dangerous parties here back here, but we're just gonna finish off Miles here so we get some heals. And now we're gonna quickly switch gears. And you know, I'm thinking about this now, but I should actually, you know, I'm already hitting Carnage. That's fine, but I you know, go for Iron Fist. He's definitely a problematic, especially if he heals, and then especially if he heals and oh shoot, we just lost our Minerva there, but that's fine. We're still gonna be okay here because we've got Phoenix coming here. She's most likely gonna get knocked out here, so we'll bring out Dark Phoenix. It looks like because everybody's stealth again. I mean, I would have liked to disrupt Luke Cage, but that's fine. So Dark Phoenix is out here, and that's perfectly fine. Now that she's out, she should be able to ult, and that will basically take care of all these guys. They take off that defense up, so pow. And now you've got, yeah, now it's pretty much, now you've got the last little gist of the guys here. And, oh shoot, so they did take out Ultron there. So that was yeah, I didn't expect that. And we're gonna blind now. So this is where it comes in now with that secondary blind. And this is where it's really, really crucial. Hopefully by the time you guys get back up to here, you got the taunts, you got the blinds, and now Phoenix is out, it's gonna wreak havoc. And we are gonna take out Miles. Everybody's blinded, so we're safe anyways. And I would have liked it actually if Minerva survived. She usually does survive. That was a pretty lucky hit by those guys. But I mean, I'll probably just spend the 50 recharges just to get her back here. But yeah, usually I usually finish this with her alive. So that's a little It's a little bit surprising. I mean, these fights never go the way they go, but it's always different when you run these in the raids. You know, the mechanics, and they always target different characters, that sort of thing. But again, just keeping everybody recharged for next round, and we finished with 59 seconds to go. So we did finish up quite a bit faster because we had Phoenix in this one here. But as you guys saw, that was pretty easy there. You can one-shot the Carnage Node. So we did the first 3 nodes with pretty much 2 casualties, which is really, really great. And that leaves a ton of other characters alive, and you can kind of work around the next set of nodes there. So that's the first 3 that I've kind of perfected. And now I'm trying to get to Starlord without any, you know, while still having Ultron and Minerva. But that's for another day, guys. I hope this has helped you guys out here, and good luck with the raids. And as always, guys, have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and happy gaming.